Money can't buy happiness, but it sure can rent stupidity at full price. 1. The mansion with no furniture. A Florida man won $16 million and did what any visionary would do. Bought a mansion the size of an airport terminal, and then stopped. He lived in 8,000 square feet of pure echo for months, eating takeout on a lawn chair like a minimalist king. When asked why he hadn't bought furniture, he said he was studying the sunlight. Translation: he was waiting for enlightenment, or maybe for IKEA delivery. By the time he finished studying, the mansion was foreclosed. Turns out, sunlight doesn't pay the mortgage, it just highlights your bad decisions. 2. The island that no one could reach. A Scottish lottery winner bought his own private island. Romantic, peaceful, totally cut off from the world. Literally. No dock, no power, no running water. He spent £500,000 on a rock that seagulls occasionally visit for lunch breaks. The first time he tried to land his boat, he wrecked it. Locals nicknamed his new property Gilligan's Mistake. He sold it 2 years later for less than the price of the boat he destroyed trying to get there. He wanted paradise. He got pigeon real estate. 3. The backyard bank heist. An Alabama woman won $3 million and buried it. Not metaphorically, literally. She stuffed her fortune in garbage bags and buried them in her backyard because she didn't trust banks. Months later, her husband accidentally unearthed it while regrading the yard with a backhoe. $100 bills went flying across the neighborhood like Oprah hosting a windstorm giveaway. Kids collected cash while she screamed about divine punishment. She told reporters, "The Lord will provide." He did. Just not to her. 4. The backyard racetrack dream. Some lottery winners buy sports cars. This guy from Ohio decided cars were too mainstream, so he built a racetrack in his front yard. After winning $5 million, he paved his entire 12-acre property into a full-blown NASCAR fantasy for me and the boys. Within weeks, neighbors filed noise complaints louder than his engines. His defense? They should have known I was going to do something awesome. The cops disagreed. So did his lawyer, who spent the next year defending him from lawsuits over property damage, unpaid paving bills, and reckless stupidity. The racetrack cost him everything, including the house it surrounded. The man who thought he could outrun his problems ended up bankrupt and on foot. Turns out, asphalt doesn't equal assets. 5. The double jackpot genius. You'd think lightning never strikes twice, but in Virginia, it did. One man hit the jackpot not once, but twice. First $3 million, then another $1 million a few years later. Most people would call that divine intervention. He called it party money. He bought cars, threw massive bashes, and invested in what he described as good vibes. When asked what that meant, he answered, mostly jet skis. Within a decade, he'd burned through both fortunes. When a news crew caught up with him years later, he was working at a gas station, selling lottery tickets. Imagine handing someone a scratch-off after proving twice that you shouldn't be allowed near one. The universe gave him 2 chances. He turned both into receipts. 6. The woman who tried to bribe karma. A California woman won $8 million and immediately got scared. Not of losing it to taxes, but of bad energy. So she decided to tip the universe. She gave $100 bills to everyone, waiters, Uber drivers, her dentist, even her mailman, to keep her luck alive. Within a year, she'd tipped away nearly $700,000. Her karmic strategy backfired when she met a self-proclaimed fortune coach who promised to align her cosmic wealth field. Translation: he aligned it straight into his offshore account. When the IRS finally audited her, she told reporters, "The universe was just testing me." Yeah, and she failed with flying colors. Karma didn't take her money, her gullibility did. 7. The man who faked his own death. Poorly winning $4 million made one Michigan man realize his true dream, never paying taxes again. So he faked his own death in a canoe accident. He vanished, leaving behind his wife, kids, and a very suspicious insurance policy. He moved 3 states away, changed his name, and started dating a yoga instructor who thought he was a humble woodworker. Everything went perfectly, until he got drunk one night and bragged at a bar, "You're looking at a lottery ghost, baby." His date Googled him. The cops showed up before dessert. His wife, now technically a widow, sued for emotional damages. The judge summed it up. "You can fake your death, sir, but you can't fake intelligence." The moral? If you're going to disappear, maybe don't brag about it during happy hour. 8. The couple who divorced over Lamborghini colors. Love and money. Two things that never mix well, especially when horsepower gets involved. A Nevada couple won $12 million and decided to express their eternal bond with matching Lamborghinis. His was neon green, hers was hot pink. Their love lasted exactly as long as the new car smell. Within 6 months, they were in divorce court arguing about who should get which Lambo, because green represents envy and pink is for winners. The court transcripts read like a reality show you'd hate watch. The judge finally ordered both cars sold to cover legal fees after one of them revved their engine so aggressively it cracked a courthouse window. Their lawyer said it best, "It's the only case I've seen where assets depreciated mid-trial." In the end, they both drove away empty-handed, except emotionally, because therapy costs extra when you've totaled your dignity. 9. The philosopher of poverty. Some people say money doesn't buy happiness. This Oregon man took it literally and publicly. After winning $2 million, he announced he was rejecting capitalism and giving it all away. He held open events where anyone could walk up and grab cash. It was like a one-man stimulus plan with no rules, no taxes, and no thought process. Thousands showed up. Within a month, he was broke. "I feel free," he told reporters living in his van. "Money isn't real." Maybe not, but air conditioning definitely is, and he missed it. Last anyone heard, he was still preaching freedom from materialism while siphoning Wi-Fi at Starbucks. He didn't escape the system, he just downgraded his browser window. 10. The grandma with the jet ski dream. When 82-year-old Mildred from Arizona won $1.5 million, she skipped the usual grandma purchases. No bingo funds, no grandchildren's college money. Her first buy? A neon yellow jet ski. The problem? She lived 200 miles from the nearest lake. Did that stop her? Absolutely not. She parked it proudly in her driveway, bought a matching life jacket, and wore it around the house. Neighbors asked if she planned to sell it. "Why would I?" she said. "It reminds me I can leave anytime." She never did, but for years, that jet ski sat as a monument to freedom, optimism, and pure geographical ignorance. Some dream of retirement on the water. Mildred preferred to tan next to her landlocked aquatic fantasy. 11. The moat king of Texas security cameras. Too modern. Fences, too boring. One Texas man decided that his $10 million jackpot meant it was time to return to the Middle Ages. He built a literal moat around his suburban home, complete with a drawbridge, plastic alligators, and a sign that read, "No peasants allowed." Unsurprisingly, his HOA wasn't amused. They sued him for property damage, mosquito breeding, and aesthetic terrorism. His defense? If it was good enough for castles, it's good enough for Texas. The city disagreed and forced him to fill it in after 3 neighborhood kids used it as a pool. His moat lasted just 23 days, setting the record for the shortest-lived medieval empire in modern history. As the judge put it, "Sir, you're not defending a fortress. You're blocking a sidewalk." 12. The woman who hired an exorcist for her lottery ticket. Some people hire accountants, others hire financial advisors. This woman from California hired a guy with incense and a YouTube channel. After winning $3 million, she became convinced her ticket was cursed because her phone died the same day she found out. So she found a self-proclaimed energy realignment specialist who promised to purify the vibrations of greed. The ceremony involved chanting, sage, and, unfortunately, open flames. The result? He set her kitchen curtains on fire. Firefighters arrived to save both her home and the winning ticket, which had half-burned edges but was still cashable. When interviewed, she said, "I beat the curse." Technically true, though she also beat common sense to death with a smudge stick. If stupidity were tax-deductible, she'd be rich again by April. 13. The restaurant with no food. Why open a diner when you can open a concept? A Kentucky winner pocketed a few million and launched a revolutionary eatery where guests paid for ambiance, conversation, and culinary intention. There was no kitchen, just candles, playlists, and servers trained to describe imaginary tasting notes like, "You'll sense a ghost of rosemary passing by your childhood." People actually booked until the health department asked to see, food. He argued it was performance art. They argued he needed refrigerators. The final straw came when a bachelorette party demanded bread and the staff offered warm air from the direction of Provence. He shut down after 3 months, proudly announcing, "I proved dining is about connection." His investors replied, "We proved refunds are about lawyers." The space is now a real restaurant serving burgers. The only thing conceptual is how fast the new owner paid back the lease. 14. The 24-carat plumbing disaster. A newly minted millionaire in New Jersey decided bathrooms should feel like Fort Knox. He installed a gold-plated toilet, gold-plated fixtures, and, for reasons known only to hubris, a gold-plated bidet. Spoiler: gold is soft. Within weeks, valves warped, threads stripped, and the $90,000 throne started leaking like it was auditioning for Waterworld. The repair guy, a saint with a wrench, explained that decorative bling isn't structural engineering. Our pharaoh of flush ignored him and doubled down with a heated floor that shorted during the first drip. Insurance arrived, saw the bullion bathroom, and recalculated his premiums in real time. By month 2, the master suite looked like a gilded submarine accident. He eventually ripped it all out and replaced it with normal chrome. His only souvenir, a framed plumber's invoice titled "Monument to Moist Bad Decisions." 15. The statue of himself, City Center Edition. Some people buy a watch. This Ohio winner commissioned a life-size bronze of himself, downtown. He pitched it as inspiring local youth with excellence, which is rich, because his greatest achievement was picking the right scratch-off. The city reluctantly approved a temporary art permit. The result? A heroic pose in sunglasses pointing nobly toward a frozen yogurt shop. Locals called it "the guy." Tourists took photos. Teenagers added traffic cones to the head. The tipping point came when he unveiled a plaque that read, "Visionary, Philanthropist, Vibe Curator." The city council laughed so hard they voted to move it to his lawn. He refused, sued, lost, and watched his bronze doppelganger forklift past his porch. He now keeps it behind the garage facing a fence, still wearing the cone. Art endures. So does public humiliation. 16. The crypto king who bought at definitely the dip. A California winner went from millionaire to thought leader after 3 podcasts and a hoodie. He converted nearly everything into a cocktail of memes, coins named after dogs, moons, and foods with faces. "Decentralized destiny," he tweeted, right before Destiny decentralized his wallet. He bought every dip until the dips became the baseline. Then he leveraged. Margin calls arrived like Uber rides, frequent and poorly timed. In a last stand, he started a token for his future theme park, Coinlandia. Tickets would be NFTs, roller coasters, on-chain, cotton candy, stakeable. Investors asked for a business plan. He DM'd a rocket emoji. Within a year, his portfolio looked like a ski slope. When friends suggested a financial advisor, he said, "I am the advisor." He now streams from a studio apartment, explaining cycles with the confidence of a man who once mistook a bubble for a trampoline. 17. The bunker with no exit plan. Paranoia plus Powerball equals architecture. A Texas winner built a high-tech underground bunker. Steel doors, biometric locks, 4 months of rations, and a ventilation system that could filter out everything except bad ideas. He gave tours to friends, bragging, "It's impenetrable." He was right, until a storm knocked out the generator mid-demo and the automatic locks defaulted to permanently safe. The only person inside? Him, with no cell signal. He spent 2 days living his own apocalypse, eating emergency beans and yelling at a motion sensor camera that only recorded in silence. Rescue crews finally cut him out after the neighbors noticed his sprinklers running non-stop. He emerged sweaty, humbled, and towed the whole bunker within a month. Security is great, but maybe test the door from the inside before you trap yourself with 800 cans of chili and a lifetime to regret it. 18. The lottery ticket fortune cookie. A man in Florida, flush with $3 million, decided his luck came from ritual, not math. Every morning, he cracked open a fortune cookie and spent hours analyzing the vague predictions inside. "You will find happiness in the clouds" meant he bought a blimp. Unexpected riches arrive in pairs, led to 2 $50,000 fountain statues for his garden. Within months, he had a backyard cluttered with priceless objects, 0 organization, and 1 very confused landscaper. The irony? The blimp's storage fees were slowly devouring his winnings. He realized too late that fortune cookies don't come with financial advice or a parking spot. 19. The petting zoo that ate his fortune. A California winner turned philanthropist overnight, in the strangest way. He bought a small petting zoo for $1.2 million, thinking he could mix cash flow with animal therapy. Goats ate important paperwork, llamas knocked over ATMs, and the miniature horses developed trust issues. He spent more on vet bills and fencing than he earned from ticket sales. His profit plan included pony selfies and petting fees, but not insurance. In the end, the goats had a better retirement than he did. He claimed it was worth it for the experience. The animals naturally agreed, mostly by eating his accountant's lunch. 20. The self-driving golf cart incident. Some lottery winners buy luxury cars. This Florida man bought a self-driving golf cart. It was supposed to ferry him around his massive estate while he sipped margaritas. Instead, he programmed it incorrectly and it drove straight into a neighbor's pool. He tried to play it off as modern art meets hydrotherapy. The insurance company disagreed. He then attempted to teach it to navigate using flags, cones, and positive energy, which only made it crash into the garage repeatedly. Eventually, he retired the cart. The lesson: AI is impressive, but not if your IQ runs on margaritas. 21. The $500,000 mirror. One newly rich woman in Arizona decided her house needed mirrors that reflected not just light, but aesthetic purity. She hired a glass artisan and spent $500,000 on a single wall of mirrored panels in her living room. Perfect symmetry, flawless angles, zero practicality. Within a week, the mirrors caused 3 accidental collisions: a cat, a delivery guy, and herself. The sunlight bouncing off them created heat spots, driving the thermostat crazy and the HVAC system into overdrive. Her neighbors filed complaints about the glare. She insisted the mirrors were worth every soul-bending penny. She forgot one thing: reflection doesn't equal wisdom. 22. The gold toilet in the desert. A Nevada winner decided to blend excess with irony: a solid gold toilet in his mansion's desert bathroom. Not content with mere functionality, he installed heated seats, diamond-studded handles, and a hand-painted mural of himself giving a thumbs up. Within months, maintenance costs surpassed $50,000 a year. The local plumber refused to enter the bathroom, and the cleaning crew staged a walkout. Guests refused to use it, and one accidentally tripped on the luxury rug, breaking a chandelier. The man sat alone, polishing it daily, proclaiming, "I'm living the dream." Dreams have limits, and plumbing doesn't negotiate. 23. The lottery curse cleanse. Some winners get paranoid. This California woman believed her $3 million ticket was cursed after her phone died the same day she checked her numbers. So she hired a self-proclaimed energy alignment specialist to cleanse the ticket with sage, chanting, and ritual dances. She accidentally burned her kitchen curtains during the process. The ticket survived, barely, and she claimed victory over the curse. Technically true. Practically, she learned that magic doesn't pay bills, and that sage is flammable. The moral? Spiritual investment has risks. Cash in hand might be safer. 24. The beach day fraud. After winning millions, a California woman decided to use her sick days creatively. She called in, claiming illness, and headed to the beach. For weeks. The problem? Paid sick leave is a legal contract, not a suggestion. When HR discovered her sunburn and Instagram photos, she faced termination and fines. Her tan may have been perfect, but her judgment? Toasted. The beach was a paradise, her paycheck a mirage. 25. The snowball felon. In Aspen, Colorado, a lottery winner got into winter sports, legally. Throwing snowballs is considered assault if they hit someone or property. He got fined for an offensive projectile after a friendly snowball fight escalated into what police politely called a suburban avalanche of poor judgment. Lesson learned: snow is dangerous, especially when money fuels confidence. 26. The headphone hazard. One winner thought he could multitask life and safety by jogging with headphones in both ears. Ignoring traffic laws, emergency sirens, and common sense, he nearly caused a chain reaction accident. The irony? He could afford an army of personal assistants and still forgot that volume doesn't override physics. Headphones, 0. Lottery, 127. The raffle rebel. Some winners misunderstand legal games of chance. A man in South Dakota held a backyard raffle for charity, thinking fun exempts him from state lottery laws. Authorities disagreed. He spent weeks explaining that he just wanted people to win baked goods, not jail time. Fun doesn't excuse felony. It's a cruel law for cruelly rich minds. 28. The $1,000,000 couch test. Our grand finale. A winner spent $1 million testing sofas, not buying them, testing them, for comfort, one after another for weeks. Designers, delivery drivers, friends, family, all coerced into evaluations. He declared some couches psychologically incompatible and others too empathetic. In the end, he lived on the floor, $1 million poorer, zero comfort richer. Money didn't buy brains and certainly didn't buy a place to sit. And there you have it. 28 lottery winners proving that cash can't rescue common sense. Which disaster deserves the crown? Comment below.